What if the hottest architects right now aren't accredited designers at all, but TikTok creators feeding Midjourney and ChatGPT into a blender of trends and turning the results into viral dream homes? Welcome to Unboxed Origins. I'm Howie, your resident science geek and accidental trivia sponge.
And I'm Wyatt. I ask the big questions. Sometimes philosophical, often skeptical, always curious.
Today, we're digging into how did AI design homes take over TikTok and reshape architecture? Let's start at the beginning. Generative image models like GANs and then DALL-E hinted that machines could invent visuals, but it was Midjourney, with its Discord-first community feedback loop and gloriously surreal outputs that made AI aesthetics into a social pastime. Suddenly, a text prompt could produce a glossy living room that no human had sketched, full of impossible light, improbable textures, and the kind of uncanny polish that looks like $1 million render. Around the same time, ChatGPT, released in November 2022, normalized prompt writing as its own craft. People discovered that the phrase, the adjective, the comma placement, all of it, changed the image drastically. That combo, Midjourney's visual flair plus ChatGPT's rhetorical finesse, turned prompts into creative objects people could show off, remix, and sell. TikTok applied the perfect delivery system. Short vertical videos favor reveal formats. The prompt is typed, the image emerges, and the audio cue sells the moment. Creators learned rapid, dramatic tropes, from idea to image transitions, split-screen comparisons, before and after filters, and the app's algorithm rewarded novelty and repeatability. Hashtags like AI Dream Home and hashtag prompt engineering exploded. What began as memeable fantasy boards became mini-shows. Creators staged AI house tours, narrating imaginary homeowners, budgets, and moods. Designers, students, and curious homeowners joined in, posting their own prompt recipes, aesthetic mashups, Scandi cottagecore neo-brutalism, and step-by-step experiments showing how to turn an AI render into a mood board, then into a furniture list, and then into something built. The technology behind the images kept evolving too. Early renders were flat, artful concept pieces. Then, text-to-3D methods and easier 3D workflows let creators turn 2D visions into fly-throughs and quick VR mockups. Some third-party tools and workflows that map textures and lighting to parametric inputs for Rhino or Grasshopper appeared, often as rough hacks, but useful ones. Small firms and hobbyist builders started treating AI renders as rapid ideation. If the image sparked a workable idea, they would iterate with traditional tools to test structure, materials, and code compliance. That blur between image and plan was the first practical step. An AI image didn't equal a blueprint, but it became the seed of one.
Aha! Here's the bit most people miss. TikTok didn't just broadcast images, it created a real-time market test. The platform's feedback loop, likes, duet comments, 30-second opinion bursts, made population-wide taste formation shockingly fast. Creators would post 3 variations of the same prompt, watch which one got more shares, then refine it until it matched what people would pin or screenshot. So the design coming out of this ecosystem wasn't purely the AI's. In the beginning, that more pretzier design, the people can tech and don't. It was the crowd's taste amplified by short-form performance. Suddenly, what was trending became a kind of proto-brief for builders and prefab companies. The AI was a tool, but TikTok was the focus group and the styling department all at once. Aha! The viral house wasn't born in an architect's studio. It was co-authored by thousands of micro-reactions on a streaming feed.
That social dynamic led to real-world experiments. Micro-architects and tiny house builders began picking viral renders and asking, can we actually build this? Some projects stayed literal, pop-up installations, Instagrammable facades, and festival pavilions that leaned into the surreal aesthetics the AIs loved. Others were more pragmatic. Prefab manufacturers used AI aesthetics to offer mass-customized cladding and interior packages. furniture brands created collections inspired by viral renders, selling the look without the bespoke build. Startups formed around prompt-to-plan services, companies claiming they could translate an AI image and a short questionnaire into a buildable concept and preliminary CAD within days. The result was a new pipeline between imagination and construction that squeezed ideation time from months to days. That pipeline created new professional roles and collaborations. Architects started hiring prompt engineers and AI to BIM translators, people who could coax a mid-journey aesthetic into Revit parameters and material schedules. Architects also realized AI could be an explosive creativity engine. Rapid concept options, mood board generation, and even spatial programming suggestions saved time in early-stage ideation. But it wasn't all win. There were structural pitfalls when people tried to build what an image simply suggested. Cantilevers with no support, glass walls placed without thermal logic, building codes, site constraints, and basic economics often returned the viral dream to earth. Additionally, copyright questions and stylistic fingerprints became messy. Whose style was the AI using? The whole system forced a kind of hybrid workflow: AI for imagination, human expertise for viability.
And there's another paradox that's worth dwelling on. The trend promised democratization. Anyone could make a gorgeous design with a few words. Yet it often reinforced familiar, aspirational templates. The training data behind these models skews toward glossy, photographed Western interiors and high visibility architecture. That resulted in an algorithmic sameness. Countless AI houses with the same light, the same soft contrasted greenery, the same mid-century nods and monolithic concrete. In other words, the tools democratized the look, but not the depth of design culture. People could summon an image of wealthy Scandinavian sunlight under a terracotta roof, but they couldn't summon the social history or the climate logic behind those design decisions. So we got a new kind of aesthetic monoculture, driven by social feedback loops, that risks flattening regional diversity and practical wisdom. Aha! The viral home democratized aesthetics while often erasing the reasons why certain designs exist where they do.
Those contradictions sparked policy and professional responses. Some municipalities began taking notice when pop-up builds inspired by viral images failed to meet local codes. Professional bodies put out guidance on AI usage in practice. Some studios leaned into transparency, welcomed the AI render as a conceptual artifact, disclose how it was generated, and treat it as an ideation toy rather than a deliverable. Others doubled down on AI-assisted mass customization and sustainability, using AI to explore passive solar options, to test materials for embodied carbon, or to optimize layouts for smaller footprints. The tech also accelerated prefabrication and modular construction. If you can generate hundreds of customized facades visually, factories can produce them at scale with CNC or panelized systems. That lowered costs, made bold-looking homes more accessible to time-pressed developers, and blurred the line between image and mass-producible reality. So why does any of this matter? Because the takeover of TikTok wasn't a gimmick, it was an accelerant. It changed how people discover and desire space, and that changes market demand. Visuals drive value in real estate. If a style becomes viral, developers and brands chase it. The trend pushed architects to adapt, to become better visual storytellers, to integrate rapid AI ideation into their workflows, and to advocate for the craft elements that stop an image from collapsing under gravity and climate. It also rewired public expectations. Clients now show architects a sequence of AI images as if they were prescriptive instructions rather than prompts. A cultural shift that affects briefs, budgeting, and the social contract over what architecture should do.
It matters because this is a test case for how culture and automation co-create one another. The viral AI home is not just a new wallpaper aesthetic, it's a social experiment in taste formation, industrial adaptation, and professional ethics. If we take the right lessons, AI becomes a collaborator that expands access and speeds innovation. If we take the wrong ones, we get homogenized streetscapes, misunderstood structures, and a devaluation of the craft that makes buildings livable and sustainable. Architects, policymakers, and the public must figure out how to keep the imaginative power of these tools while tethering them to real-world constraints and local knowledge.
If you liked this deep dive into internet-born architecture, hit like, subscribe, and share. We've got more origin stories where this came from. So, how did AI design homes take over TikTok and reshape architecture? By turning imagination into a scroll-stopping habit and building a new, fast feedback pipeline from viral image to real-world experiment, a pipeline architects now can't afford to ignore.